Hey everybody, this is Dr. Tamara and I'm going to be talking to you today about how to monitor your credit. This is Module 1, Lesson 1. The first thing that you want to do when you're monitoring your credit is go to annualcreditreport.com. That is really important when you're trying to see if there are certain things on your credit report that doesn't belong. So let me take you to the site. So you can see here, annualcreditreport.com. When you go here, this is free. You're going to pull all 3 credit reports, but you have to do them one at a time. So the first thing is request your free credit report. The next step is you will fill in this information here all the way down where you've lived for the last 2 years. If you haven't lived anywhere else, of course, you're going to hit no. When you put this information in, it's going to ask you which credit report you want to pull up first. Equifax, TransUnion, or Experian. It's just that simple. You will need to answer a couple of questions about your credit, so make sure that is the credit that is pertaining to you. Welcome to Lesson 2, how to freeze the secondary credit bureaus. Look, there are other reporting agencies out there right now. There's actually over 61 credit reporting agencies on you. Let me take you to the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau so you know what these reporting agencies are. So when we go after cfpb.gov, not org, not com, but cfpb.gov, what does that stand for? It stands for Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. That is the real bureau. Why? Because it's with the government. So when you go to cfpb.gov, you have an opportunity to look for the listing, and it literally has over 61 actual listings of companies. So you go to cfpb.gov. Right here, you will see all the companies. Let's pull all the companies up right here. I like to pull it up right here. Why? Because it'll literally bring a whole list out for you. Here we go, right here. These are all of the credit bureaus, but they're technically credit reporting agencies that literally will gather your information. So let me just give you a listing, and you'll have this so you can go to some of these places and opt out of them or put a security freeze, whatever you need to do. So we have one here, Accurate Background. That's for background screening. So if you're looking for a job and you don't want to have people look you up, you need to opt out of these places. Then you have CCC Verify, provides employment and wage information to lenders, property managers, public assistant agencies, and other CCC Verify companies. Now they partnered with Experian. So if you're sitting up here trying to buy a home, or if you're literally trying to rent, they can literally find this information about you and what your salary was. So we're going to go to the regular secondary reporting agencies. All right. What are they? Let's go. We're going to first freeze LexisNexis. Now, who is LexisNexis? They are a crowdsourcing company that gathers information based on the information that you provided that you didn't opt out of. Here, you're going to freeze that company, opt out of it, so they can't report any information to the main 3 credit bureaus, which is TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. The next one that you're going to opt out of is Innovis. Now, Innovis is also partnered with Experian. Again, these agencies are the ones that store any public records. So they even know what school you went to, when you graduated, what your prescription drugs is, if you had any car accidents. It's crazy. So you definitely want to make sure that you are freezing and opting out of these companies so they can't share the information when you are doing a dispute. The next one is CoreLogic. You're going to make sure you opt out, freeze CoreLogic so they can't check that information. SageStream. Now, SageStream has actually partnered with LexisNexis, but if you could still opt out and freeze it, I would if I were you. And that will be the last one on security freeze. Now, for opting out, whichever you prefer. Again, the link for all of the 61 companies that you can opt out of will be listed below. Why? Because you definitely want to list out of one of the credit bureaus that if you're a person that returns a lot of things to the store, guess what? If you do too much, they could literally stop you from doing it. So you want to opt out of that as well. Lesson 3, let's update your information so they look the same across the board. So when you get ready to dispute, they don't have any old names that they can verify. Remember, first, we're going to monitor your credit by pulling all 3 from Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Second, we're going to freeze from those secondary bureaus so they can't go back and check that information because you're already opted out and it's frozen. Step 3, you're going to update your information with the exact same thing that's on your driver's license and social security card and any billing statement that you have. And then you're going to send in that information to Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Here are your collection steps. If you receive a collection notice in the mail, don't pay it. We never pay collections. Why? Because you generally don't go into contract with those collection agencies. So I'm going to give you 4 steps of what you need to do to get this off your consumer report. And if they don't remove it, you get an opportunity to get $1,000. Step 1, you're going to ask for the original contractual agreement with your wet signature. Step 2, you're going to ask for that merchant's information, name of the company, address, telephone number that's associated with that account. Step 3, you're going to ask for payment history as well as any itemized billing information that's associated with that merchant. And step 4, you're going to ask for proof of ownership. What does that mean? That the collection agency has to provide to you that they actually have authorization to collect a debt. And finally, they have 30 days to get this information from you. And if they don't, they have to remove it from your credit report. And if they don't, guess what? You have an opportunity to receive $1,000 per fine for that item not being removed from your credit report. I want to give you a quick bonus video on the right way when you are disputing with any of the credit reporting agencies. First off, it's going to be 30 to 45 days before you actually receive a return on the information that you're disputing. Secondly, you want to make sure that you are always disputing in writing with certified return receipt. That's going to be the green postcard and the green and white slip of paper, because we want to always create a paper trail. Also, you want to make sure that when you are disputing only to the credit reporting agencies, you're going to make sure you include your driver's license and an actual billing statement. That always needs to go inside. Sometimes they will ask you to supply your social security card every now and then. But in the first portion, if you decide that you want to include your social security card, do so. Driver's license, social security card, and a current billing statement that's associated with the driver's license and where you currently live. You always want to make sure that everything matches up the same. And that's our quick bonus video for today. I want to give you another quick hack in disputing information on your credit report. I know it may take you some time to do it, but one of the most successful things is handwriting your letter when you are disputing to the credit reporting agencies. And if you don't handwrite it, you may want to make sure that you have color ink in your printer when you're printing out your disputes. Let's talk about the dispute letter. I want to show you something really quickly. Whenever you're writing a dispute letter to the credit reporting agencies, and let's just say that you actually received a template, you want to make sure that you do personalize it. So here you'll put your name, address, city, state, and zip, your date of birth, and the last 4 digits of your social. You want to make sure that you use the right name, okay? You want to say TransUnion LLC, Consumer Dispute Center, the address, city, and state. You want to put what it's in regards to, and you want to personalize what is going on with you here, your personal story right here as to what's going on and why you feel this should be in dispute. Right here, why you feel this should be in dispute. And if I were you, I would make sure this is in red ink and highlighted. Why? Because it makes it harder to go through the e-Oscar machine. It's a machine that your dispute letters actually goes through and will determine if it's been verified or not. Then you want to make sure that the items that you are disputing are highlighted in a different color, like red. You also want to make sure that you sign your name at the bottom, or you also do have an option as to whether you want to sign your name or just have your name typed at the bottom. And don't forget to send out, whenever disputing, to send it out certified return receipt. Please check the video on how to do certified return receipt mail.